Hi, welcome to Mexa Pinata. Today we are going to teach you how to make an authentic dinosaur pinata. First, you need water, flour, recycled newspaper, a 12-inch balloon, some rope, green crepe paper, poster board, and a glue gun. Now we are going to prepare the paste, called engrudo in Spanish, that you are going to use as glue. Fill a pan with about 1 liter or less of water. The amount of water depends on the amount of paste you would like to make. Put it on the stove and let it boil. In a separate container, put about 3 cups of flour and add some water. Mix the flour and water until all the crumbs dissolve into the water. Add the flour mix to the boiling water and stir it until it's thick. Once it's ready, pour the paste into a container to let it cool and turn off the stove. Cut an old newspaper in rectangles or long pieces, as shown in the video. Now, blow a balloon. The size of the balloon will determine the pinata's size. Begin to cover the balloon already wrapped with the big piece of newspaper with the smaller pieces of newspaper. To do this, you will need to spread each piece of newspaper with a little paste. You'll need to make sure not to put too much paste, otherwise it will be soaked and hard to handle. You can do this with your fingers or a brush. I personally suggest doing it with your bare hand. Although it will be a little more messy, you will be doing it the original way. Continue to put pieces with a little bit of paste all around the balloon. You can put 5 to 7 layers of paper, depending on how thick you would like your pinata to be. Afterwards, let the pinata dry. Now, make sure that the outside of the balloon is lathered in paste. Now, take a length of twine, wrap it around the outside of the balloon, and tie the ends off at the top to form the string of the pinata. Now, you can create the structure and shape of the pinata by using the same newspaper you used before. You can create cones out of newspaper, like shown in the video, in order to form the head and other appendages of the pinata. You can attach these cones and other pieces of newspaper onto the piñata by using water and the paste that you made earlier. After a while, you should get something like this. However, it may vary depending on what kind of piñata you'd like to make. Now, fold the craft paper over itself and start cutting it in lines across like this. Once you have all of your craft paper cut out, you can take each piece that you made and start cutting about halfway across it all the way down the piece in order to create jagged edges like shown in the video. You should get something like this, and then you want to run your hand across the top so as to spread out the pieces of the paper. Now, we will take a craft paper of a different color and cut it into small squares, and then cut the edges of the squares into points. Make sure each piece of craft paper is folded over, so you have several layers of paper in each piece, rather than having one flimsy sheet. Now, we'll also create other pieces of the piñata by taking these small rectangular pieces of the same colored craft paper and cut out small triangular pieces in order to give the appearance of spikes. Now, we're going to take a larger sheet of thick cardstock paper and cut it into two pieces. Each of these pieces will be crafted into one of the legs for the piñata. We'll now secure these legs onto the piñata with a glue gun. Now for the features of the piñata. First, we'll put the rectangular pieces with the triangles cut out onto the arms of the piñata to act as claws. We will also use claws for the feet of the piñata, and they will be secured in by the glue from the glue gun. We'll also paint some paste on with a paintbrush to the legs of the piñata in order to put on the green pieces of craft paper. And you'll spread the whole leg with craft paper as seen in the video. And using the same process, we can begin to put green craft paper all over the outside of the piñata. And here we can see the arms being wrapped with green craft paper, just as we did with the legs. And now the neck and head of the pinata. Now, double check that every inch of the pinata is covered in green craft paper. Now you can trim the edges of the craft paper to make sure your pinata looks just right. Once the whole exterior of the pinata is covered with green craft paper, you can also add on extra features, in this case, spikes. And the final step is to secure the googly eyes on the pinata with some glue. And now your pinata should be complete. Thanks for watching. And now you know how to make a pinata.